Oh, there it go, bruh.
There it goes.
Boy, hold
Oh,
on,
oh,
man.
y'all.
What's up,
What up?
What y'all doing?
Shit, just watching some Sports Center.
No, it's not.
bro? I'm finna pull my hair out,
But I was like, freaking, this is like the 12th time I tried to join.
bro. I don't know what was going on.
No.
God dang. Okay. We good. Damn. Let me get some stats pulled up because I'm on the computer. I haven't watched Sports Center in like 3 days. All right,
But
all right.
welcome back to another episode. Today's gonna be exciting.
Yes, sir.
Some good games, good quarterbacks playing against each other and everything. So, but yeah, let's get it.
Who we got? Freaking
Oh man, sure.
right.
I just freaking basically woke up from a nap.
No.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Right? I woke up late as heck. Ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't say late as heck, but later than I usually do.
Man, I was up at 8:30.
Dang. Yeah, I
That's
was
my
up.
usual time.
Yeah, that's what time I woke up today too.
That's
No,
my
probably
usual
a little
time,
bit,
but
probably a little bit early. I think probably like 7:30.
slick, yeah. Yeah, about 7:30. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be ready to go.
Oh yeah. I haven't been doing much.
Get all that. I'll be ready to go about 10:30. But my son, he's ready to go at 7.
Oh, you know.
For sure. Yeah. He's like, Dad, come on, I'm ready. Let's go play. Dad, let's go play.
Yep.
Bro, kids crack me up when they be ready to go so early, bro.
I don't know how. He can go to sleep at 2 o'clock and he'll still be up at 7.
Every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same routine. Let's go play. Let's pick off where I left off last night.
Hey, that Kevin Hart. I want to play, Daddy.
Oh yeah, I wanna play.
For real. That's all their life consists of is playing.
Right?
Yeah. You want to chill?
Oh my god. Daddy,
I'm gonna play.
Daddy. And that was so funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Are we doing a recap of the fights at all last night, or?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Word.
Yes, sir. So, like Aaron said, welcome to the Blooders again. We are here to recap on these fights that came on last night. I saw maybe one full fight in all out of all the fights together. So I basically saw pieces of each fight. I'm blown because okay, so somehow I end up at a bar with my girlfriend, and the fight was on behind me, and I didn't even know it. I was so blown the whole time. I done called Brian on Snapchat and everything, trying to watch it through Snapchat, and it was on behind me.
I know, dude. Because me and Brian was about to split and freaking, I don't know what happened, but it wouldn't allow me to watch it. So I was like, golly. I was so blown, man. So
Well,
blown.
I got to hook up one of my old sponsors from when I was fighting. He buys it on there and he lets me log into his little thing. So I'm lucky.
That's what's up. Very well needed connect right there.
For sure. I ain't gonna say his name. Some of the other people that know him might try to slide in there.
Yep. Don't say nothing.
Right.
Don't say a word. But yeah, before we get started, I do want to make a shout out to my boy Robbie Keat, um, DJ Robbie Keat, I should say. I was on his podcast yesterday, actually. He has a podcast that he just started called Straight Talk, and it was a great subject. We talked about um, would you date somebody that has bad finances? And it was me, him, and two other ladies, and all these people that were on there, they were like 20 years older than me. But I couldn't even tell by the way they was talking and like everything. But the only way I could tell was how they were feeding me knowledge. They were kind of like just giving me that knowledge that I needed as a younger guy, and getting their perspectives on why they wouldn't date somebody with bad income, what I'm saying, or bad finances compared to me. If you about 45, you want somebody that's got their shit together.
Yep.
That's pretty much, what I'm saying. So, shout out to Robbie Keat. Great subjects that he's gonna have coming up, and he has a lot of music stuff on his page, his Facebook page. His Facebook page is Robbie Keat, and he has another group also. I'll end up getting that for everybody, but shout out to my homie for having me on there yesterday.
Heck yeah. Shoot.
That's about all shouts I got, really. Just him.
Yeah, I ain't got much right now. But yeah, other than that, we good.
I'm overwhelmed with football fever.
Right.
Yeah.
Football, some fights here and there. Basketball, I was watching a little bit of basketball on SportsCenter, man, and looked like some teams are going off. It looked like the Nets, they're kind of getting back into the groove of things.
Trying to.
Lakers still looking good.
Yep.
Stephen Curry and them, they
got to get
they in the middle.
Steph and them, they got to get a big man down low. They got a bunch of guys that's athletic, but they need a powerhouse down low to get them some rebounds and to get them to average about 10 to 15 points a game down low and just have that presence down there. But if they can get that, they'll be fine. They got a lot of young guys that are super athletic, but I mean, that just ain't cutting it.
Yeah, it ain't cutting it. You got Steph going off for what he had like 61 game, I think, or something like that a few games ago.
Yeah.
And he's like number 3 scoring or number 2 scoring. No, I think number 3 scoring right now in the league. But he needs some players.
Oh yeah.
He need that big guy like you said. That's pretty much all he need, because Draymond Green, man, he not getting no better.
He's not. He's actually, I feel like he's getting worse. His points of games done went down. His steals of games done went down. I mean, he's declining. He's not improving or staying the same. He's declining for sure.
He used to shoot the ball. Now he's scared to shoot the ball. Like, I don't care if you can't shoot the ball. If you actually just shoot it confidently, it's gonna go in more times than you think. I don't care how ugly it is. If you just shoot the ball like you think it's gonna go in, it might go in. But I've seen Draymond make so many like second chance decisions in the middle of a dribble. I'm like, what in the heck is he doing? But it's the weirdest thing ever. It's like he's like just now learning how to play basketball again. But we got a full season to go, so we'll see.
Yeah.
One guy that went off recently, he was all over Facebook, is Colin Sexton. He from Alabama, Roll Tide.
Oh yeah.
He went off against the Nets, and I didn't realize Allen left the Nets and went to the Cavaliers with him down low. So if they can click, they got big man down low to get rebounds and that defensive presence I was talking about. I was sad to see him leave the Nets, but if Sexton can go off like that and big man down low and get some key players on the outside with Sexton, the Cavaliers, they got a young, nice team. They just together.
They do. Yep.
went off in Kyrie's old jersey on his ring night.
Dang.
Or not his ring night, his tribute night.
Yeah, that stings.
I was like a slap in the face to Kyrie, but it was kind of cool at the same time. I'm not really a Kyrie fan. I kind of like him, but the stunt he's been pulling, I mean, just acting like a baby thing, I just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know what Kyrie's got going on behind the scenes. I can't talk on it because I don't know what it is, but I know one thing. This is the time that he needs to mature.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he got KD and Harden, and they don't need him.
They really don't.
I can tell you that much because they actually won. They won the first 2 games without him. The first 2 or 3 games
And
without him.
they
I
both was
believe.
going off and clicking together, feeding the ball to each other, scoring. Defense looked good. I mean, they was going off. But like you said, I mean, it's kind of hard to speak on it because you don't know what he's got going on behind doors. But at the same time,
Exactly.
you got a job. Some of these athletes, they don't really see it as a job. Like, I can't just take off from my job for 2 weeks and be like, hey, I got some stuff going on, sorry, and then expect to have a job after that. Like, they kind of think they're, better than everybody. Like, no, basketball's your job. You need to treat it like your job. You need to show up to practice. You need to show up to the games. You need to be a team player. You need to do what you got to do to win. That's your job. I mean, they get a little out of hand with the craziness. But, like you said, at the same time, I mean, you don't know what's going on outside. So, I don't know, man. It's hard to speak on that aspect of it,
Well, I can tell you one thing. If he keep on missing games and keep on paying fines, he gonna start treating it like a job real soon. Because they gonna find his ass every time, which is the only thing that kind of, saves the NBA from people abusing it too much. But I think Kyrie just abusing it. I mean, out of anybody, but we'll see what's going on eventually. Hopefully.
While my mind's on it, I really ain't heard nothing about them. What's going on with the Clippers right now? What's up with Kawhi and Paul George? Y'all know anything? What they've been doing?
I think the Clippers end up beating the Lakers twice back to back. Like they're actually pretty solid right now.
Okay.
Paul George is actually getting back to himself. Like he's actually being very efficient and not blowing games and stuff. But it's hard to call it right now with them just because it's only been a few games.
Yeah.
Right now, and I don't know. They got a good team. They got a great team right now. Again, it's that Kawhi and Paul George combination that's just very awkward in my opinion.
Yeah.
It works, but it's just I don't know. You expect them to play better than they did last year, but right now it's almost like the same look. Okay, they start off pretty good, but you got to wait till half the season to really see if Paul George is back and if Kawhi Leonard is going to really take over again.
Yeah, I'm looking right here. They're 12-4. They're on a 6-game win streak.
Yep,
that's pretty good. They third in the West.
Yep. Who's first?
The Lakers, they're 13-4,
Lakers.
And then the Jazz, they're 12-4. The Jazz is on a 8-game win streak.
Yeah, I seen a couple of clips this morning. They don't look bad, dude. I think they played double overtime the other day.
Dang, 12-4, 8-game win streak. So they was what, 4-4?
Yeah,
4-4, and turned it around and went 12-4. That's pretty good right there.
Bro, the NBA looks good this year because it seems like it's like teams are starting to really be good. Everybody's good.
I know the Suns, they was going off for a little bit. They done dropped to number 7, but I know they was in top 5 at one point. Paul George over there, and what's that other dude? Is it Crowder? Yeah,
Crowder,
he went over there. They were playing pretty good ball together.
Yep. Yep. Crowder's played good. Chris Paul and what's his name? Devin Booker, and there's another guy. He came from the Hawks a while ago. I can't remember his name, but really the first five and their second five are good. They both good. So I hope they stay on track and pick it back up because they got a really really good team. Like they got off to a really hot start. Who else you got over there? I saw. Oh, Philadelphia. Philadelphia's looking good too.
Joe.
I watched them play.
Joel Embiid.
Oh yeah.
He's been balling.
Oh yeah.
He's been honestly, it's one of his best seasons so far. He's been playing EP caliber ball right now.
Mm-hmm. Big time. Boy hitting step back threes.
Just the other night.
He's too big for that.
Points, 14 rebounds.
Yep. Who's that against the Celtics?
No, against the Pistons.
Pistons, okay. Yeah, he's actually the second player in Philadelphia history to have 30 plus point games against the Celtics or something like that. So every time he plays the Celtics, he goes off. It's weird. He just goes off.
And the Bucks, they 9-6. I mean, they're second place in the East, but 9-6. You would think they'd be a little better than that. They want to.
They got to figure it out because they got a good team also, but I don't know. It's just something about the Bucks, man. It's almost like the freaking Rams. Something about them. I can't tell you, but it's something.
Yeah, I agree.
But on these fights first, low key. It's
I'm
up
cool
to y'all.
with that. I got the fights pulled up right here.
Okay, because I didn't get to see much, but I really want to hear what y'all two, especially y'all two, because y'all were in it, what y'all got to say about the fights.
All right. Y'all want to start on the lower card and go up, or y'all want to start with the main event and go down?
We could start at lower cards. We'll just have you start it off.
All right. Well, I'll say on the prelims, the co-main and main for the prelim card surprised me because, for one, you got the Tavares and Carlos Jr. I watched that one, and it was two big guys, and I could have sworn it was going to be a knockout. And there almost was, but it sucks because it was like probably 40 seconds before the end of round two, and I'm pretty sure it was round two, and Tavares was going in on Carlos Jr. and he wobbled him, and right when he wobbled him, a few seconds later, he kicked him in the dang cup, so that gave him to recover. And a lot of people said if he wouldn't have got that cup shot, then he probably could have ended the fight off rip. But that fight impressed me. Both of those guys looked pretty good. Tavares, he got the unanimous decision win, but Carlos Jr., he looked real good too. I mean, that's two guys that I'm definitely a fan of now.
Oh yeah,
Carlos looked good,
dude. Like you could, like when he got hit in that cup, dude, you could hear that thing too on TV. I was like, oh dang, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, it was definitely back and forth. But Tavares, he was just bigger, stronger, faster. But like I said, Carlos, he stuck in there and gave him a fight for sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he did because he was looking really like iffy for a minute. For a second, from what I caught, I was like, I don't know if he's gonna get knocked out or not, but
yeah,
he stuck in there. He definitely stuck in there.
The strike count is pretty close. It's about 15 strikes off. Tavares had about 15 more total strikes, but he had 20 more significant strikes. I'm looking at the count now. They actually both threw 135 total strikes apiece, which is pretty crazy. Bigger guys.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
But Carlos, he actually had all the control time. He had 6.5 minutes worth of control time, and Tavares only had 5 seconds. I do remember that. Carlos was pushing forward pretty much the whole fight. But
oh yeah, he definitely was.
He got the he's the one that lost, sadly.
But yeah, it just seemed like that the white dude, of course he had a longer reach, but I just felt like Carlos, he was just trying to get in, so he wouldn't be able to, connect. And I felt like, Carlos was really getting after it at how many rounds was it? Yeah. 3 rounds? Especially by like the last round, he was really moving forward, like you were saying, Josh.
Yep. I'm gonna jump to the Calderwood and I fight. It was the second female fight on the main card.
Oh, dude, that one was good.
Once again, the control time went to I, but Calderwood won the fight. But she killed her in total strikes and significant strikes. Significant strike count is 148 for Calderwood and only 77 for I.
Oh,
crazy.
Dang.
And she had 4 compared to 3. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about leg strikes later with the Poirier McGregor fight. But everybody kind of knew Calderwood was going to kind of do that, try to amp up the pace. And I mean, she threw 319 total strikes. So I mean, everybody kind of that, but 43 leg strikes. You know that girl's legs is hurting this morning, boy. It's crazy.
I can't do it.
Right?
Josh, man, you just I commend you for doing it, man. I don't know how you do it.
It was fun. I mean, it's definitely not easy. I mean, I've in the past on Facebook here and there, but the toughest part really ain't even the training or the fight. I mean, the training definitely gets hard once you're getting after it and stuff, but the toughest part is that pre-fight anxiety, man. It drains you. Like GSP, he's talked about it before too, and a lot of people consider him the 170-pound GOAT, but he said he hates fighting. He said he cannot stand fighting because of the pre-fight anxiety, but you just got to get through that and get in there, and hopefully great things happen. Sometimes they don't. As you can see, McGregor, he was hoping for that, and it didn't happen. But that pre-fight anxiety, I mean, your adrenaline's going, you're amped up, you're thinking about what's going to happen, and then, I mean, you just got to fight through it. And hopefully that energy dump, once you get in there, hopefully you can fight through that part. But toughest part is definitely getting in there at the beginning. It's not fun to think about.
Makes sense.
Yeah. What you while we're talking about it, Aaron, I've only been a corner one time, and I really don't even remember it that much. Because the guy I was cornering, I think he got finished in the first round due to an injury. But I've never had the privilege of cornering somebody. I was hoping somebody'd get in there and I could corner them. But what's your take from the corner perspective, Aaron? What was probably the toughest part for you?
I think the toughest was, of course, when you're further away from where I was at, and it was just like trying to relay
what you saw.
Yeah, what I was seeing and everything. Really, of course, trying to speak over the fans and everything was another thing.
Type of pre-fight anxiety, or was you just like, oh, I'm not going fighting, I'm just pumped to see a fight?
No, I think just seeing your emotions and everything like that kind of gave me that same feeling. Just because I was kind of not worried, but I was very anxious on how you were going to do, and the thoughts that was running through my head, like when we were training, rolling, doing mitts and all that stuff was just roaming through my head. It's like, okay, well, what happened if this scenario came down or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff was going through my mind, trying to figure out what will happen during the fight.
Trying to basically get in the best scenario for us as a team and trying to get to there is what it sounds like you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Cool. I was just curious. We've never really talked about it much, and while we were talking about it, I figured I'd.
I know that's why, man. Like the last fight you did, I was like, you can ask TJ, man. I was just sitting there. I was like, man, I wish I was there, man. I was just
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, like I was just like yelling through the TV. I was just trying like, come on,
man.
But
fight, man.
Yeah, man.
What's crazy is I ain't trying to make this about me or anything like that, obviously. But since we're on the topic, that
no, you good.
That last fight, man. Aaron, you know me. I ain't gonna make excuses. The guy won. I medically defaulted. I just didn't. My head wasn't in it to continue. My nose was wrecked. Couldn't breathe out my nose at all. My cartilage is still messed up in my nose. But a lot of people don't know is on the way there, I had a blowout. So I had to drive 2.5 hours on a donut. Then, what? All right. And on top of that, once I got to the venue the night of the fight, I was sitting in the back waiting to fight, and my mom, and I get a call from my brother, and he's with my mom and grandma, and she totals her car the same night of the fight on the way to the fights, and my old lady had to leave the hotel from getting dressed to go pick them up, and she was supposed to bring me some stuff and ended up cutting like a sandwich or something like that, and couldn't because she had to pick them up. And I'm sitting here like, damn, is everybody all right? I mean, my grandma, she was in the car and whatnot. And then once I got in there warming up and everything, like I said, I ain't really talked about this much. I was actually going to make a video and talk about it, but I just didn't care to. But the whole time in the back, all I could think about was my little boy. I was like, man, I wish he was here. I wish he could be a part of it. I miss him. It's been a couple of days since I've seen him. And we were fighting in a bar up in Tennessee, and I was just thinking the whole time, man, what am I doing? I'm about to fight in some bar. I got a little boy at home. I mean, he don't care about this, you know. The whole time leading up to the fight, I'm sitting here thinking, you know, I'm doing this for my little boy, something for him to be proud of. And at the end of the day, he don't care if I fight or not, you know. I mean, he just wants to play with him. He don't care about me fighting. So that was tough. And then when I walked out of the locker room to go to the cage, I saw a dad right there by the damn corner, and he was showing his looked about 6-year-old boy how to shoot a pool ball. And the whole time on the back thinking about that, I walk out and I see that, and my arms got super heavy like right when I saw that, and it didn't help the pre-fight anxiety at all. I'm just like, dang, man, like, why am I here? And I mean, I could have walked away, could have said forget it, I'm not gonna fight, but I went in round and he messed my nose up. And when I got up off the mat walking to the corner, it just clicked in my head, and I just decided I ain't gonna do it. I'm done. I mean, he won the fight. The winner of that fight was supposed to fight for the title, and I just didn't care about it from that moment on. It was just like, screw it, whatever. I just don't care. Let him move on. I mean, he's young, no kids, nothing. So it's kind of like I wouldn't say passing of the torch or nothing, but it was just one of them things. It was just like, whatever, take it, you know? So all that stuff happened,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
goes back to the pre-fight anxiety. You know, it just seemed like everything was against me that weekend.
Yeah. Just
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
how it is sometimes.
for sure. But
And before you go, Aaron, I just want to say that, you know, everything that you said, Josh, it makes perfect sense. Like, that's just how the universe works. Sometimes, you know, it's like, okay, here's one sign, here's another sign, here's your last
Exactly.
sign.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it? You know, it's like, what you gonna do about it? Are you gonna make a decision here, or are you gonna see what happens
Right.
after? So I definitely understand, because from your pre-fight anxiety to Aaron's coaching pre-fight anxiety, me as a fan, I'm like, bro, I know this guy. He finna whoop his ass. It don't matter. I don't know. You know, that's all I know. That's all I think. Like, yo, he's finna win. But we don't really
Yeah,
think about
exactly.
everything else
Everything that
that
could
goes into the
happen.
fight. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Oh
you did
yeah,
the right
for
thing,
sure.
bro.
And you know, me and TJ and everybody else, we were just so skeptical on like the situation with you just not quitting, but just
I mean, you can say quit. I mean, that's what
having
happened. I quit. It's cool.
yeah.
I've come to terms with it. I
But
mean, it hurts a little bit that I like.
I just hate that
Quit.
word.
Cool.
No, but you know you had to do what you had to do, and we were just like, man, I was like, I wonder what happened, and but we're glad that
Yeah.
you know you shared that with us and everybody else, and just to get your perspective, because you know everybody always has a perspective. It's like, man, this dude is this and that and the other, and just really talk smack, and they don't really know the outcome of why you did it.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, and think about it. It wasn't like it was a bowling competition. This man fighting. so you got to really have sympathy towards that situation.
Guys,
I don't care who you are.
Fight in the streets, much less an organized fight where the other guy is training to literally smash your face in. So a lot of people, they talk, and I just kind of ignore it. I mean, like I said, it eats me up a little bit the way it ended, but at the same time, I mean, I had my son to think about and everything like that, and something just clicked before the fight, and I didn't want to walk away before the fight, so I went in good round, got up off the mat, and it just clicked. And you know, it's just one of them things. You know, you ain't gotta shy away from saying I quit, because that's exactly what I did. I quit, but it's one of them things that happens. So I'm happy with my decision.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
There you go. There you go.
What? Yes, sir.
That's perfect, bro.
For sure. But I do miss the training, man. I really do. That was some fun times.
Absolutely.
I just want to say this, put this out there. I'm sorry for headbutting you guys all the time.
Yeah, Aaron was notorious for either headbutting somebody or elbowing them in the dang eye or nose.
Hey, just that one time, me and Josh were sparring, man, and I think he came with like a hook or something and freaking put me down, and he's like, "Oh, Aaron, you all right?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm fine, bro." And, boy, that's the first thing he like picked me up. He's like, "Hey, bro, you fine?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm good." And we just started laughing.
Yeah, I couldn't hitting you, man. It was just like, "Oh, come here, give me a hug."
That's hilarious. But
I'll tell you what, man, that training, man, that was probably the most fittest I've ever been. Is because like, well, we was in the gym for like 2-3 hours, and it was just like I really enjoyed it. You know, I learned a lot with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, learning how to run mitts, how to, you know, kind of in a sense learn how to fight. You know, that was a really good experience, and you know, I'm thankful for that.
Absolutely. I mean, training for MMA is nothing like any other sport. You know, like, I mean, of course, you got these professional athletes in the NFL, NBA. They got to train, lift weights, do all their cardio stuff and everything like that. But MMA, it's a totally different beast. I mean, you gotta train not only your mind, your heart, your body, your lungs. I mean, it's just full head to toe conditioning. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from any of the other professional athletes in the world. You know, that football, basketball, heck, even hockey, soccer, all that stuff takes a lot of work. But for MMA, I mean, if say you're on the basketball court and last couple of weeks you took it easy in training and everything, you got teammates to kind of lift you up or pick up your slack and everything. In a fight, if you take a couple weeks off and you slack those couple weeks before your fight or something, you're doing nothing but hurting yourself. You don't have a teammate in there to pick up your slack. You got your corners yelling at you, but your corners can't pick up your slack for you. That's not how it works. So training for a fight is just insane. I mean, it's full head to toe strength and conditioning, mental, cardio, just everything. So big shout out to all the MMA fighters in the world, professional, amateur, it doesn't matter. Keep pushing, keep driving, do y'all's thing.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? To end that segment, you know what I'm saying? Not segment, but that part right there, what you talking about. One thing that I do know about fighters is they always come back. So Josh Cumbee may come back. I'm predicting it right now. You never know. Conor McGregor came back. I never thought he would. Mayweather, even though he's boxing, he came back. Freaking Tyson came back. Josh Cumbee might come back, everybody.
I ain't gonna say no. I ain't gonna say yeah. I'm gonna just leave the comment there.
See what I'm talking about?
You crazy.
That's what's up, though, man.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all wanna hit up this co-main real quick with
yeah, go ahead.
With
go ahead.
Dan the Hangman Hooker and Michael Chandler. That was this one was a tough one for me to talk about, just because I have so much respect for Hooker, just because he's a freaking warrior. Like, he's been in so many bloodbath fights, and he's pushed through and either took it to his decision or won the fight himself. But Chandler, man, he's a little mini firecracker. I mean, he came in, and honestly, I thought he was going to wrestle Hooker just because of Hooker's boxing and length and everything like that. I thought Chandler was going to, kind of get him up against the fence, beat him up a little bit, take him to the ground, and kind of Nurmagomedov him a little bit and kind of ground and pound him. But he came in and was boxing with him and I think he threw a 2-3 is what it was. I think he threw a 2 maybe to the body and then threw a 3 up top with his left and just dropped Hooker. And once he dropped Hooker, I mean, it was like a shark on blood. He just went in and just tapped him to death until the ref jumped in. I mean, honestly, I didn't see that coming, to be honest. I mean, I thought Chandler would win, but not like that, and definitely not that quick, because Hooker, he's known for taking a beating, and he definitely took it last night, which is kind of sad to think about. And at the end of the fight, he took the gloves off and threw them on the mat. The commentators was talking about it. They didn't know if he just was so upset with himself, didn't want to look at the gloves, or if that was, his way of saying he's calling it and he's done. So we're not real sure, obviously, right now about what he's going to do. But if that was his last fight, I mean, respect to him. That dude, he's a brawler. And Chandler has definitely got a bright future in the UFC. I don't think nobody's ready for Khabib. I mean, he kind of called out Poirier, McGregor, Khabib, all that at the end of his fight. You biting off more than you could chew when you call out Khabib. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah. What? I'm saying.
Way too much.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
That got scared. I don't know what kind of training. Well, I know a little bit from what I've heard and researched, but
When a man says he
Khabib is
wants to
something
maul
different.
your face and rip your face where somebody can't recognize it anymore, that's a little scary to think about.
Right? I'm like, freaking
Yeah,
Mike Tyson over here biting ears and shit.
Right. But
Freaking, he wants to maul your face. I'm like,
yeah.
no, thank you.
it was an awesome fight, though. I mean, I think Chandler opened up a lot of people's eyes. A lot of people were probably sleeping on him a little bit, just coming from Bellator. It's not as big as UFC and whatnot. So I think Chandler did exactly what he wanted to do, opened up everybody's eyes in the UFC, made his presence known.
Yeah, Bellator's pretty up there too now. I watched a couple Bellator fights, man, and they get down and
Oh,
dirty.
yeah.
So they need to put more Bellator on.
Yeah, I mean, they should definitely give them a little more respect than they get. But
Yeah,
you know, everybody, it just seems like UFC is probably like top of the food chain. You know, Bellator's right there with them, but just my opinion from what I've seen, it seems like the UFC guys are a little hungrier.
yeah, I can see that.
But
I can see that.
Chandler definitely showed out.
Yeah. Different breed.
Mm-hmm. So they should have a Bellator versus UFC. Like
I think
little...
they talked about it a little bit before, but I don't think the people at UFC want to do it because that'd be like a big jump. You gotta think that'd be like a semi-pro football team getting in there with the Super Bowl champions. Yeah, in your mind you think the Super Bowl champions will kill this semi-pro team, but what if that semi-pro team beats that Super Bowl champion? Then it kind of discredits the NFL. So, you know, Bellator and UFC go against each other. Bellator's got everything to gain. UFC's got everything to lose because UFC is considered top of the food chain. So if Bellator comes in and wrecks their guys, then, you know, that's going to definitely hurt the UFC big time. So
yeah, true. I see that point too. Listen, because I was just thinking about like back in the day, Raw versus SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? But
I used to love Raw versus SmackDown, bro.
I never really.
Raw was better. I'm sorry. Me and Brian was into WWE until I found out that it was fake. I stopped watching it. You know?
Yeah.
It stopped exciting me.
Yeah.
But I'm mad that I missed that fight too because I think Brian put it on Snapchat and he showed like the last part when dude was mauling him or whatever. That's my favorite part of the fight. Whenever like somebody just makes that move, I'm like, it's over with. I don't know how you did it. I don't know why you got in the ring. I don't know. It's not my job, so
for sure.
But I did catch, like I said, pieces of that Poirier and McGregor when it was right behind me, and I just want to know what happened.
Those leg kicks,
what happened?
And
because
I hate so bad that we didn't do a podcast before the fight because I called everything that happened in that fight. I promise you, I called it. Like the whole time it was happening. In my head, I'm like, dude, this is what I was going to say on the podcast with them boys. Like, exactly what I was going to say. What I said was McGregor's keys to success is attacking Poirier before he can attack his legs. And the key to Poirier winning is attack Conor's legs, get his legs wobbly and sore and hurting, get him to where he can't move around, because McGregor's biggest asset is counter punching. Like, if you watch McGregor, he moves, and he counter punches. Anytime you come in, he slips, slides, and tags you. And that's what he's really good at. I mean, that's just what his bread and butter is. And so I said in my own head, and like I said, I was going to talk about it on the podcast beforehand, is if Poirier can beat McGregor's legs up, get him sore, get him to where he can't move and feel comfortable, then he can knock him out. Go to the legs first, get him off balance, and then knock his ass out pretty much. And that's exactly what happened. Basically, Poirier was attacking that lead leg, and it made Conor switch stances a lot. Conor's not a switch stance person. He's a lefty like me. He relies on that big left hand, and when he started switching stances, you could tell he didn't like that. I mean, McGregor never switches stances like that, and that's exactly what he was having to do, because his right lead leg was so tore up from that calf kick. I mean, Poirier, I think he landed 18 of 21 leg kicks, and I guarantee you probably 14 of those 18 were to that lead calf. I mean, that calf tore up. Yeah. McGregor couldn't even walk after the fight. Before he could get up off the canvas from being knocked out, he was telling them his calf was killing him. He couldn't walk with it. I mean, that thing ate up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's just the one thing I did notice, man. And but at first, man, McGregor was really getting to Poirier.
I feel like McGregor,
you know what I'm saying?
The first round. I mean, he was touching Poirier up.
Yeah, oh yeah,
for
sure.
He was throwing uppercuts and shoulder strikes, tagging with the big left a couple times. I mean, McGregor was doing McGregor things in the first round, but while he was doing those things, Poirier was still hitting that leg a little bit that first round. And in the second round, he just continued that. And then exactly what I was talking about is it made McGregor uncomfortable. Once that leg was compromised, he was just totally off his game.
Yep.
But
yeah, what I was gonna say, I don't know if y'all ever played Mortal Kombat before, but Conor McGregor looked like a Mortal Kombat character at first. The way his punches was like the way he punches and comes through, and actually like he almost always lands his punches. That's what it seemed like to me, because he goes all the way through with his punches, and like I was like, bro, he's gonna knock Poirier out, because you can't block them punches. But I didn't even realize, you know what I'm saying, me not being as UFC savvy as you guys, you know, I didn't realize that he was getting his leg kicked that much. And the only thing I saw was Poirier come in with like 3 or 4 lefts to the side of that face.
I mean, he caught it clean on the way in. I mean, he tagged him and he hurt him. I don't think people realize how much he hurt him in the middle of the octagon. Like, if you go back and look, they did an exchange in the middle of the octagon before Conor went and backed up to the fence. But Poirier tagged him. I want to say it was like a lead 2, like it was that right hand straight down the middle, kind of hurt him a little bit, and he backed up, and I think Poirier threw a couple uppercuts, and then he came in with a lead hook with his lead left, and it tagged him, and that's when he went up against the fence, and Poirier just kind of went ham on him, and I think he finally hit him with like a right, and that's what put him on his butt, and then Herb Dean jumped in, but they both looked impressive the first round. I mean, I was nervous for Poirier. I'm not a big McGregor fan at all. I mean, I respect him, but I'm just not a fan of him. Like, one minute he's cool with his opponent. Like last night he was cool with Poirier, and then the next minute he's cussing everybody out, saying fuck them, and I don't want to apologize to nobody. And that's all ignorant to me.
Yep.
But yeah. So I think
loser.
I think what happened with me happened to McGregor. I think his kids is starting to slow him down, honestly. I mean, he's just a totally different person. He looked good, and his size was great, and his mental focus seemed like it was there, but honestly, that might have hurt him. I mean, maybe McGregor feeds off of all that ignorance that he usually does, and that helps him, and him not acting that way. I mean, there's no telling, but what won Poirier that fight was definitely them calf kicks before that knockout.
I just can't imagine myself in there. First of all, you know, we can fight with hands, but when you start kicking my legs, bro, I'm gonna have to beat your ass. You feel me? Like, that's all I can say. I'm gonna have to I'm finna either get knocked the fuck out or I'm finna knock you out. Because pretty much what I was gonna say more of the story is I can't fight professionally. No way, not me. But I love to watch it. Love to watch it. Cause it's like going back to what Josh said, that preparation and everything, and you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, you have an idea of what can happen. But I'm pretty sure McGregor did not expect for his legs to get tore up like that and to get knocked out and him to be hurt upper body and lower body. Like, that was a complete ass whooping. for you know, I mean, if you can, that's just how I see it.
I agree.
So
for sure,
definitely,
especially those leg kicks, man. Like
yeah,
when
man.
I was training with Jaws, man, I even had like the pad and everything, and him kicking me, bro, through those pads. Oh my gosh, some things hurt.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And Josh a big dude as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I don't know how you did it, Aaron.
I just took it.
If it was me, I would have been the freaking nutrition coach. Something safe.
Right.
I'll tell you who I hated kicking with is I was actually training for a Muay Thai fight before this last MMA fight because I had been out for so long since Julian was born, so I wanted to kind of get my feet wet before I went in to a freaking number one contender MMA fight for the title, but that's not how it worked out because the Muay Thai guy backed out on me. But I was training for a Muay Thai fight with Adam, and me and Adam would be in there with shin guards and stuff like that working on our kicks and everything and moving around. And for a big dude, Adam, I don't know if you know Adam, TJ.
Adam who?
Adam Herring.
You sound very familiar.
He played football and everything, but he's a bigger dude. He was an offensive lineman. And hold on, stop. And talk about flexible. Like, I'm not flexible at all. And Adam's real short, and he's a big dude. Like I said, he's an offensive lineman, so you know he's not small or anything. And talk about kicks and being flexible. That dude could kick me in the head if he wanted to easily. And I mean, he's a big boy, so if a leg kick or a body kick came in, you was feeling it. I mean,
oh yeah,
ridiculous how hard Adam kicked.
Shoot, even when he wasn't even kicking like super hard, it was I could still, like, for me, when he was kicking the pad and stuff like that, yeah. I could still feel it, and he wasn't even full force kicking.
I remember before one of my fights, me and him was sparring, and I threw like a straight two, and right when I threw that two, he was throwing a kick to my body at the same time, and my rib cage was wide open, and I mean, he barely connected and bruised my ribs, like, I mean, with a snap of a finger. I mean, he just barely, boom, and my rib cage was like fucked for like 2 weeks just because of how hard he kicked. So The kicking part is probably my least favorite in MMA. I mean, it's your one of the biggest arsenals you can have. If you can kick really good and your opponent ain't checking them, then 9 times out of 10 you could do some really, really, really big damage. But if you're fighting a Muay Thai fighter that can check those kicks, then you can mess your damn chin up just as easy kicking as being kicked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the kicks is Muay Thai is one of my favorite fight styles. I feel like wrestling's kind of taking over the game. Talking about it, wrestling is real big in the game right now. But one of the biggest fighters in the UFC right now is Israel Adesanya, and he's a Muay Thai style fighter. And his kicks are ridiculous. His question mark kick is probably one of the most beautiful kicks there is. It's where you come up like you're going to kick them in the leg, and then you swing it up and you chop it to the side of their face. That's all Muay Thai. And them kicks, it's just ridiculous.
Dang, that's crazy, man. I can't even imagine trying to put my leg up that high.
Right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well,
man, we only got like about 13 minutes till the first game comes on.
I know we've been talking up a storm about everything else, but the football game today.
That's good. That's good.
Heck yeah.
Like we was talking about, man. We're just trying to get more into different topics, different sports, everything like that. But of course, let's get into this. First game, Green Bay versus the Bucks. Let's go, baby.
Hey, you ain't even allowed to talk about this because your team.
Let's go, baby.
For real, bro. You banned from this conversation.
Man, don't do that to me, bro.
Bro,
I'm not gonna be biased.
Yeah.
I know one thing. Tom Brady better not go out there and embarrass Aaron Rodgers today.
Oh
no.
Because Tom Brady will be in another Super Bowl.
That's blasphemy, bro. That's blasphemy.
Man, if Brady makes the Super Bowl on both AFC and NFC sides, they gonna never shut up about him.
Josh, I was telling Aaron, I said if Brady does that, he gonna be more GOAT status than Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Man,
I'm gonna be wearing Brady's.
That's why they can't win today, man. We don't want him to be GOAT status like that, man. He's just gonna freaking knock this helmet off his head. I'm just playing.
That's the key.
My prediction is, it has been for weeks now before the playoffs started, is Green Bay and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But I didn't know that Green Bay was going to be playing Brady, and I didn't know the Chiefs was going to be playing the Bills with probably 80% Patrick Mahomes either. So
Exactly.
That was a close call with Patrick Mahomes, though.
I mean, you can't tell me he's 100% after just getting a concussion last week. Ain't no way he's 100% right now.
No.
Can't be.
He's probably about 67%.
All right, so I'm gonna ask TJ, what's the Bucks key things they need to beat Green Bay? What do you think they need to beat Green Bay?
They gotta play the same defense they played last week and the week before. They gotta make sure they play defense to where they get some turnovers, and they got Aaron Rodgers just setting up for field goals, because that offense that Green Bay has is absolutely it's right below Kansas City, because they're not as fast, but they're very efficient. So if you sit here and play a Ravens type defense that, you know what I'm saying, they're here 1 week but not here, because last podcast you said it perfect. that defense, even Green Bay's defense got to do it, but the Bucks defense matters more
Yeah,
because Aaron Rodgers is going to throw that ball down the field all day long.
absolutely.
So the offense, I'm not really too worried about. I feel like they're going to find their game, hopefully.
Green
But
Bay's
that
probably their weakest point on the team, I think.
yeah, yeah,
We said
because
the defense.
Do what?
I said you said the defense.
Yeah, I think Green Bay's defense is probably the scariest part of their team right now, just because they're not the greatest defense in the league at all.
No, but they did work last week.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, we already spoke about the Rams. I mean, the Rams is the Rams.
yeah,
You going
But-
up against
that was,
a crazy offense right now with Antonio Brown.
He's not playing.
yeah.
He's not.
Nope.
So what?
No.
That knee injury or ankle injury last week is keeping him.
Yep. And then Tampa Bay's main safety is out too.
No.
Yep. What's his Wits? I think it's his name.
Well, I'm calling it
Last
now.
name?
I'm calling it now. With Antonio Brown being out, Mike Evans and Gronk. Gronk's been silent all year. Gronk and Mike Evans both are about to have a huge game. I'm calling it.
They're going to have to.
Well, no, I'm opposed to that.
Of course.
I feel like Green Bay is going to run it down their throats.
I was going to say, in my opinion, for Tampa Bay defense, they got to shut down Jones. I mean, they got to – Adams is going to, get receptions, of course. I mean, he's got Aaron Rodgers back there. Aaron Rodgers is an amazing quarterback. But in order to contain that offense at least a little bit, they got to shut the run down. They got to shut Jones down.
Yeah. And Jamal Williams.
Yeah, he had a game last week.
Yeah, they both had a good game. But yeah, that's the only thing they're gonna have to do is stop the run and contain Adams but we still have those other receivers like I was talking about last week. You got Lazar, and then you got of course you got Adams, and then you got the other guy, freaking long ass name. I forgot his name. But
What are you talking about?
But yeah, we got those guys, and I just feel like it's going to come down to the run. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
All I know
So,
is,
but
Yeah, because
all I know
Go ahead,
is
Josh.
Tampa Bay's offense better not shit the bed like they did well over too many games this year. I mean, there's been games this year
Yeah.
that they just shit the bed. I mean, they just didn't do what they needed to do. I mean, scoring less than 15 points. I mean, you can't do that, especially in the playoffs against Green Bay. So their defense has to do what they can to contain Green Bay, but the offense has to score at least 28 points. I feel like if Tampa Bay don't score 20 points, Green Bay is going to beat them.
Yep, I was telling Aaron, I said the first team to 35 wins.
Yep.
I can see that.
Yep.
Because if both offenses are playing, normal, as in like, efficient and good, the first team to 35 win, because that means both defenses are playing what they can do. That means they're, they're doing what they can do. But if it's a shootout, first team to 35 wins.
I feel like
That's
it's
right.
going to be a lot like the SEC championship this year. You got Mac Jones and Alabama on one side, and you got Kyle Trask and Florida on the other side. Whoever can make that quarterback feel uncomfortable
Yep.
is going to take the game.
So
Yep.
Green Bay looking like the underdog. What you mean, TJ?
I mean, it's Tom Brady, bro.
I'm betting. I'm betting against Tom Brady. I don't care, bro. I bet $1,000. I bet against that man.
Honestly,
Bro,
I think
Tom
I like
Brady.
Tom Brady winning, but I'm still going to go with Green Bay winning.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, and all year I've been saying Green Bay. All year I've been saying Green Bay. I just chose Tampa Bay today just because Tom Brady beat Drew Brees last week, and at the same time Drew Brees, what's his name? Drew Brees beat
Yeah.
himself too. But
But it's a
Tom Brady has made it this far, so I don't know.
it, you playing in Lambeau, bro. It's a different environment. What you mean is
Very true.
it's different environment. You have the weather against you. You know what I'm saying? When you play against the Saints, you're in a dome, so you could make those field goals or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can complete
Yeah,
those
yeah,
passes like ease. Now you're in Green Bay and you got the weather against you.
yeah,
Yep.
So,
yeah. I don't know. It's been a wild season, so we might have like two missed snaps, just like the Ravens
Yeah.
last week. The snaps were ridiculous.
I mean, that
mhm.
was just like Broncos
Like
in the Super Bowl against, I want to say, what, the Seahawks, was it?
I
I mean,
think it was the
I
Seahawks.
think it was the first snap of the dang game. It went behind Peyton Manning. He snapped it way too high. And, I mean, that just changed the whole game. Like, Broncos couldn't
Yep.
recover from that.
Exactly.
I mean, you have
Mhm.
one crazy bad play like that, and it messes up the entire game for you.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
who knows what'll happen? I mean,
But see,
COVID season. Hashtag COVID season.
right?
Who knows what's gonna happen?
But next game, last but not least, Bills versus the Chiefs. Let's get down to it. Let's go.
I'll let y'all start.
Well, I'm gonna pick the Bills just because Josh Allen has been playing really good. Like I was saying last week, I didn't know they had all these key players. They had, Cole Beasley, they got Stephon Diggs, they got they got all these guys, man, and defense was looking good last week against the Ravens, containing Lamar Jackson, and just
Mhm.
I just even the Bills didn't score that many points. I still felt like the defense was key for moving on. So, but I'm gonna pick the Bills.
I feel like even though Pat is not 100, of course, I feel like Patrick Mahomes is like a magician or something. He's got some type of voodoo in his blood, and he's gonna figure out some type of way to get back in the flow. And that Bills defense is gonna be just like you know a regular defense again. And Patrick Mahomes is gonna slice him up. I mean, it's gonna be a good game still, but I think Pat is gonna just come out there and do his thing. The running backs are good. They got a full arsenal. Travis Kelsey. It's the way they run their routes. That right there is what gets the defense messed up because those routes are very hard to guard with that type of talent they got.
And speed.
So, and speed is ridiculous, bro. So I don't know, man. The Bills look good. They do look very good,
But how many points did the Bills score last week? 17?
Yeah, 17.
See, I mean, you got to look at the Chiefs' defense, though. I mean, everybody thinks offense when they think of the Chiefs, but the Chiefs won a bunch of close games this year, but it was low-scoring games between like 15 and 20 points. I mean, you got to think 15 to 25 points. I feel like that's a win on defense with offensive-minded teams right now. So, I mean, you got Honey Badger. I mean, just playing ball right now. He's all over the place. I think he's had the interception in both playoff games. Or I'm not sure, but we had interception and like 6 or 8 tackles last week. I mean, he's going off in the postseason, and that defense doesn't look bad one bit. So I feel like even with Mahomes, whatever he's going on, I feel like the Chiefs' defense is what's going to win them the game. I feel like their defense is going to be a huge factor in them winning.
Yeah.
That's a very good point because I feel like people like me have been sleeping on the Chiefs defense.
Oh yeah.
And that right there is gonna wake me up when they win that game by a field goal. It's gonna be because Chiefs defense.
I know Chiefs. Yeah. So it's probably gonna come down to a defensive game. To be honest with you, with them too.
I ain't gonna sleep on the Bills' offense because, I mean, they've been playing ridiculous. Josh Allen, I think I seen on Facebook, I think it was yesterday, he didn't have not one single offer coming out of high school, and he made a huddle highlight reel and sent an email with it to, I think it was like 1,000 colleges, D1, D2, and D3 colleges trying to just go somewhere. And I think he got one offer from Wyoming and went there, and then now he's playing for a spot in the Super Bowl, which is ridiculous. But
right, dude,
wow.
that's a good story right
crazy,
there.
huge come up story.
Yeah,
he's been playing good ball, and he's done come a long way in the past few years. And then you got Stephon Diggs, who, I mean, he's just a ridiculous receiver. He's he's a lot like, or I say he's not like him. I feel like Devontae Smith is a lot like Stephon Diggs, just an amazing route runner and amazing after the catch. I mean, Stephon Diggs always in the right place at the right time, and he gets yardage after the catch. I mean, it's not like a dive in catch and he's on the ground. I mean, he catches that ball in stride, he's gone. So their offense is ridiculous, but like I said, I think
please.
The game must be on.
Yeah, boy, we get the ball second half, baby. Let's go.
Oh boy, I don't have TV on.
Boy, you slacking, TJ? Come on, man.
Slacking.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
no, put your shoes on.
So, Josh, who do you pick? You pick the Chiefs?
I got Green Bay and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna stick with my picks before the playoffs. I'm gonna stick with them.
All right, TJ.
I got the Bucks and the Chiefs in the playoffs. I mean, in the Super Bowl.
I got Green Bay versus the Bills.
So none of us got the same teams. We all three got different scenarios.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's what it's about, baby. It's about you picking what's best for you. You know.
I like that. That I didn't even know you can do that, but I like it.
Heck yeah, dude. But yeah, man, exciting. Definitely gonna have a post game podcast come out too. So
I got a shout out real quick before we do go. Speaking of the Chiefs, Effingham's got a little football team they putting together. The Effingham Chiefs practices are right now Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30. And they practice for about an hour and a half, just trying to get everything right. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to play for sure yet, but as of right now, I think I'm going to be the QB for the team. I don't know yet. I went out there to practice the other day, had a good practice. From what I hear, the coaches like what they saw out of me, but with family and everything, I don't have time, but I'm trying to make time, trying to convince my old lady and everything, but shout out to the Effingham Chiefs, whether I play or not. Effingham, keep an eye out on them. Home games will probably be at the Effingham Rec off 119. So y'all look for those games to come on and go out there and support them. It is the team from Effingham, so show them some love.
Yeah, I actually got an invite from. I always forget his name. Who's the guy that runs it?
Ninja, Natwan, is it? Everybody.
Yeah. Ninja. Yeah. I got invite from him and Dang, who's the other? Dennison or something like that.
Dylan Dennison, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him too. And I was
players. So if anybody out there wants to play defense, they need defensive players bad. Linebackers, the safety, D-line, corner, whatever y'all play, I'm sure they could find a spot for you. So yeah,
if I was in town, man, I would probably join. So, but your boy way down here in Jack. So
hopefully I can get my behind out there because I've been planning on going out there myself because Devin hit me up, Natwan, and then Dylan hit me up. I'm gonna
be out there tomorrow night at 7. So if you want to come tomorrow night and check it out, I'll be there. So.
Okay, I probably will because I'll be off. So.
Practice is right there at the baseball field, right by the Board of Education building in Savannah. So anybody out there that wants to show up at 7, be there right at the baseball field, right by Board of Education. Like I said.
Yeah. All right,
Green Bay Chiefs, let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Appreciate y'all boys for having me on here, man. It's always fun.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But until next time, one.